Look at my stack of treasures.
It's hefty. We got a hefty haul. Hello. Hi. Welcome if this is your first time here. Obviously, you can see that the name I go by on this channel is Kylie Roseanne. However, I also go by the Antichrist, Satan's favorite daughter, most popularly Haunted Hippie on my main channel. So really good to meet you. Enchanté if you are new. If you're a returning cult member, then amazing. Glad to have you back. I know that today was supposed to be my moving my physical media vlog part 2. However, then I went to a really awesome garage sale and picked up kind of an unreal amount of physical media. They were selling everything for like $1 a piece, and now that I have so much more space, I'm like, fuck it. If you're new here though, and you're not yet a cult member, fear not, you may become one by just clicking subscribe and the like button and the notification bell, that way you never miss the next cult gathering. In today's cult gathering, I think that I want to start with the books because I feel like that's generally kind of what people care about the least, which is unfortunate because books get me really jazzed personally, but there's only 3 of them. And the books I actually got from Goodwill. This was post garage sailing. We've been doing a lot of such secondhand shopping while we've been settling into our new place. But we're also going to a wedding soon, and Scott was looking at the suits in Goodwill, so I was like, I'm gonna look at the books. First of all, I found The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. I am such a twihard, it's stupid. I'm sure that many of my subscribers are tired of me relating everything in my life back to Twilight, but generally it applies. Surprisingly, I have never read this book. It's from the perspective of Bree Tanner, who is one of the most random side characters in Eclipse. I don't know why this book was written. Perhaps now I'll finally understand. I also never read the one that was from Edward's perspective. Midnight Sun, yeah. So exciting find. Next up is a book called The Murder Game. This just seems like a really quick read, a really fun, super quick little whodunit. Follows some college kids, and I don't know, I'm just down. I love a good little quick whodunit that I find at Goodwill for $1. Because the one that I found last time, I kind of forget the name of it, but I talk about my book recaps on the Haunted Hippie channel. I do like an annual ranking of all the horror books I've read, so you can find that there. I forget what it was, but it was such a happy surprise. So hopefully this one is the same. Finally, there's this book called The Chain. I was rather impressed by the premise of it. I've never heard anything like it, but essentially it follows this character whose child is kidnapped, and in order to get their child back, they have to kidnap another child and then become part of the chain. At first I was like, I don't know, maybe. So I was like, let me just read like the first 2 pages or something and see. On page 1, do you know what this is? The man asks. It's a gun, Kylie says. And it's spelled correctly and everything. So I took that as a sign. I saw my name and I was like, you're coming home with me. It also seems like a really quick and easy read, so if those seem interesting to you, then definitely follow me over on Haunted Hippie as well, because I will be doing my book recap, like I said, at the end of the year, or the beginning of next year. Whatever. Next, let's go through all the DVDs. It's kind of a ludicrous amount because, like I said, they were only $1 each, and that got me excited. I had a 20 in my purse and a dream. Look at all these DVDs. Look at all of them. Not a single one of them is opened, by the way. They're all in their plastic. I think first I'll pull out the movies that I have seen, and then we'll get into all the ones that I never have. It's kind of nuts. I just feel like there's a big gap that I have of movies that came out when I was a child that I haven't seen. Like Oscar-winning really big movies that are just big blind spots for me, because as a kid my grandpa and my father were raising me on the classics, like older films, and then at that time we weren't getting out to the theater that much, like especially not for R-rated films. So anyway, we'll start with what I have seen. First up, we have Anchorman, but we have the unrated, uncut, and uncalled for, not appropriate for younger viewers version. For some reason I only owned the sequel. I don't remember why. I just never came upon this one, I guess. But not only does this have like the unrated version, but it has just a ton of special features. I actually don't know if this also has the theatrical cut on it, because when I was digging through the bins, they also had just the regular version of the movie. So maybe the theatrical cut is actually not on here. That's fine. I would probably prefer to get that on Blu-ray anyways. It's fine. Next up, we have My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I remember really loving this movie as a kid, but now that I'm looking back, the brief images that I do remember, I feel like could have some problems. Doesn't she go through the makeover process of like, oh my gosh, she blew out her curls and took off her glasses and she was beautiful the whole time? But I remember it being really funny and pretty wholesome too, so I hope that's still the case. This one has also got a couple audio commentaries on it. Next up, 51st Dates. Now you also might be wondering why I felt good getting all these movies on DVD and not Blu-ray, because that is always my preference, is to collect the higher quality version of a movie. But with early 2000s stuff, especially when there was like the big transition to digital, I don't feel that the quality really gets that much better. It's completely different to, you know, a film from like 1970 that was shot on film, and then they restore that footage and they make a new print. With film, you can absolutely upgrade the quality. With digital, it can only go so far. So with this era of movies, I don't mind as much. And also, DVDs are nostalgic. 50 First Dates is cute. It's a cute movie. I don't care that it's another one of those movies where Adam Sandler somehow is bagging an absolute baddie. It's really cute. Like, I like this movie. Oh my god, this one is a gag reel. Thank God. Next up, This Means War. This one I think came out in like, what was it, 2012? Yeah. If you haven't seen this, these two spies are best friends and they are both dating Reese Witherspoon. They're both dating this lady, okay? Tensions run increasingly high. She gets caught up in some spy hijinks. They really don't make them like this anymore. I remember loving this movie when it came out, so stoked on that one. Finally, the last DVD that I had seen is The Maze Runner. I don't remember any of these movies being good. They came out when I was a teenager, and even at that time, I just remember I wasn't really that impressed by the adaptation. I remember them being so different to the books, and I remember loving the books. And they were a little like above my reading level at that time. I remember it took me a while before I could settle into the groove of the writing style and like have full comprehension of what I was reading, and then just remember loving the series. So the movies are kind of baffling, but the cast of at least the original is really fantastic. So I was like, sure, what the hell. If I'm holding on to all three of my Divergent films on physical media, then I should probably collect the Maze Runner movies as well. Yeah, that was a diss about the Divergent movies, by the way. They're so bad. All right, let's get into all the DVDs I found that I have not seen yet. First up, you're not gonna believe this. The Notebook. I have never seen this movie. And also, peep the $9.99 tag. I think this probably originally came from like Walmart or something. Crazy how DVDs can lose so much of their value. Because for me, it's so valuable. I'd spend $10 on a DVD. There are 12 deleted scenes with optional director commentary. There are 4 different featurettes. There are 2 different commentaries. Unbelievable. This one is such a huge blind spot to me. I feel like it is referenced so often in pop culture, and somehow I just missed it, you know? I was too young initially, and then I never got around to it. I don't know. And I love these actors too. It's baffling. Next up, Million Dollar Baby. I actually don't really know much about this movie at all, but the marketing worked on me with this DVD. I'll tell you what. I see Clint Eastwood, Hilary Swank, and Morgan Freeman, 4 Academy Awards, Best Picture, Best Director, etc., etc. And I'm like, oh, I've got a little bit of cinema history to catch up on here, obviously. I've also really been considering a series for this channel where I rank all of the Best Picture winners throughout the decades, starting with, I think that the first award ceremony was like 1928 or 29, so I'd probably lump those in with the 1930s, because I think that would be fun. I could watch some of them so that you don't have to give you the best recommendations, and then also simultaneously catch up on my cinema history. Let me know if that sounds interesting to you, but this reminded me that that was something that I wanted to do. This one just has a handful of featurettes, doesn't look like there are any commentaries. Next up, this one I am excited for. Okay, we have Tom Cruise in War of the Worlds. I grew up on War of the Worlds from the 1950s, and go back and watch that one if you haven't seen it, because the special effects are so fun. I love 50s alien movies. This one does not look like it has any special features on it, but that's totally fine. I'm just stoked to own it, and now it's just gonna be easier for me to finally watch it. I don't know if you guys are gonna believe some of the rom-coms that I've never seen. Failure to Launch with Matthew McConaughey, Sarah Jessica Parker. I actually don't know if I've seen any of the super iconic rom-coms from that era of Matthew McConaughey's career. I have some embarrassing blind spots, actually. Finding all of these movies like this and The Notebook and 50 First Dates and some of these other ones, I am really building out my comforting early 2000s rom-com selection. So necessary, because what if I have daughters? They'll need to be knowledgeable on such classics, including perhaps Bridget Jones' Diary. I know that a new one came out this year, right? Or was that last year? And I didn't know anything about it. I had never seen any of the movies, but people were stoked on it, and the cast is so good. Colin Firth and Hugh Grant, ooh, mama, and Renee Zellweger. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on this, and there are a ton of special features back there. Oh, is that not in focus? Got feature commentary, behind the scenes featurettes, there's a music video, there's 2 music videos, deleted scenes, oh my god. Oh, if there is physical media of Morgan Keller Doll, the movie that I just starred in, by the way, hopefully we can get the music video that I directed on there. Plaything, by the way, again, if you're new, check it out on the Haunted Hippie channel. Oh, that excites gets me so. I have also never seen You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. I know that this is a big classic. I know that this is a favorite for a lot of people. Oh, and you've got special features. Behind the scenes documentary. Oh, wow. Interactive. Discover New York's Upper West Side map tour. This is a snapper case too, so this is like an old DVD. I'd actually be really curious to check those out. Feature length commentary. Yes, yes. Oh my god, I love when it says interactive menus. Remember when that actually was like a special feature? And finally, for the rom-coms, we have When Harry Met Sally. Once again, another iconic Meg Ryan rom-com that I haven't seen. I just think that out of like pretty much every genre, rom-coms are the most overlooked when someone is imparting film history knowledge on another person. They are an important part of film history. We need to act like it. Even horror fares better in like film school. A film professor is much more likely to tell you to watch Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho than When Harry Met Sally. But rom-coms have some of the best writing ever. Comedy requires intellect. Like, I don't know why we're so behind on this. That doesn't have anything to do with this movie in particular. You know, it's just how I feel. Okay, no more rom-coms, just a couple DVDs left. We have Good Night and Good Luck. Once again, the marketing did work on me. 6 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture. Insane cast on there. I think that I have probably heard the title of this movie maybe in passing. Honestly, the first thing that I noticed about this was I was like, oh, black and white? So I picked it up and I was looking at the back and then I was like, wait a minute, George Clooney. Oh, this is a more modern film. Got it. I'm sure I have heard of this movie. I'm sure. So don't anybody get your panties in a wad, okay? But never seen it, and it seems like an important historical film as well. So hopefully this is actually good and not one of those weird movies that was inexplicably nominated for a lot of stuff like Amelia Perez. I look forward to finding out. This next one also felt like Kismet because 28 Years Later just came out and I found 127 Hours. I've never seen this one. Once again, 6 nominations for Academy Awards, including Best Picture. This one's got feature commentary by director and co-screenwriter Danny Boyle, hence why it felt relevant right now, felt like good cosmic timing. If you don't know, Danny Boyle directed 28 Years Later and also the original 28 Days Later and Trainspotting and Sunshine and some other good stuff that I feel like I'm forgetting. A lot of stuff that I haven't seen, including this one, so I'm really happy that I just found this. Now, this wouldn't be a Kylie Roseanne haul if I didn't also pick up some Blu-rays. They had a 5 for $3 deal, so I snatched that up. I'm pretty sure I've seen 2 of these, so let's start there. First up, we have The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. This was a movie that when it came out really confused me, but I know that it is rated really well, so I want to give it a redemption rewatch. Right, it came out in 2013, so I would have been like 13 or 14 years old. I really liked Ben Stiller at the time because of Night at the Museum, hello, cinematic masterpieces, but I think I just was too young to pick up whatever this movie was putting down, so definitely want to give it another go. I also have seen Good Will Hunting, of course. My grandpa loved this movie so much so that he would always say Carpe Diem, and my father and I have matching Carpe Diem tattoos as well because of that. So I love this movie. I can't believe that I had never found it before. Or well, maybe I can believe it because it's a great movie, so people would probably hold on to it, but kind of can't believe that I never had it before. So glad to finally have this one. Then just a couple more movies that I have not seen. The Internship, I'm pretty sure I've never seen. I think that I remember watching a movie with Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway called The Intern, and I remember seeing a trailer for this one, but I'm pretty sure I've never seen it. With Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, and oh my, is that Rose Byrne? It's Rose Byrne. Oh my god, I love her. She's so good in any genre, by the way. I don't know, I like comedies. The ones from this era are very much hit or miss, but when it's a 3 for $5 deal, I'm gonna give it a whirl. Next up, we've got Moneyball. I have been aware of this movie for I feel like my entire life. Just kidding, I think that it came out in 2012, but I remember hearing only good things. I think just at the time that it came out, this is not the kind of story that I would have been interested in. I'm sure that my dad probably went to see this one in theaters or something, but wouldn't have been one that a young Kylie watched. So this is also in an effort to get up to date on critically acclaimed cinema that I have missed throughout my life. Oh, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Oh my god, I love him. Deleted scenes, couple featurettes. Oh my god, bloopers with Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill. That's gonna be good. And finally, we have The Departed, a Martin Scorsese film that I have yet to see. Leo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, and Mark Wahlberg. Okay, well, scratch that last one. That's a hell of a cast. This one has 9 additional scenes with introductions by director Martin Scorsese. We've got the story of the Boston mob, the real-life gangster behind Jack Nicholson's character. And finally, crossing criminal cultures, how Little Italy's crime and violence influenced Scorsese's work. Yeah, haven't seen a lot of Scorsese movies either. It's so much more front of mind and so much easier for me to catch up on this stuff when I own it though. So hell yeah, baby, what a haul. What a mess. But what a haul, nonetheless. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that some of my physical media passion shined through and that you experienced some joy today. If you want more physical media content, then absolutely click subscribe. If you also enjoy vlogs of spooky outings, then once again, this is the place for you. If you love horror movies especially, then my main channel, Haunted Hippie, is absolutely the place for you. Basically, I think that anywhere that I put out content is probably going to be for you. And my Patreon is no exception, because depending on which tier you join, you get a bonus video every single week. So I'm pumping the goods out 3 times a week. Join us, you know, sign on up. You can also find my social media links down below. You can find the fundraiser for my next short horror film. I'm really pumped about that. But more than anything, I just hope that you enjoyed this video and that I catch you in the next one. Bye.